Hey, speaking of nice things, we should talk about you had a big weekend. I think you kind of buried the lead. Is it true that you met the band Chicago?
Sure did. Um, I've got to say, I got to give a big shout out to Megan Nelson, longtime supporter of ours and
Hell yeah,
good
I bet.
friend. She is just tell you the story as Funk comes to the ring. Before I was leaving for California, she sent me texts because she's in the Chicago fan club, and she's like one of the top members or something or organizers. And she said, "Hey, I'm in Las Vegas watching Chicago." And I went, "They're in Las Vegas?" She said, "Yeah, they're having a residency at the Venetian."
Oh
Well,
wow,
so I was going to be in Las Vegas on Thursday, right? And so I quickly looked on Ticketmaster, and there was one ticket right dead center, 3 rows back. I,
wow.
I bought it, and I gave her I told her, I said, I sent her a text. I said, "I'm going on Friday because I'm going to be in Vegas." I said, "I've got my ticket." I showed her where I was sitting and everything. She texted me back. She actually called me. She said, "I've got you a backstage pass."
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I've got you a meet and greet. So I got there early. They had my pass for me, and I, took the picture, which was put up on social media with the band, and then watched the concert. Went in the backstage area, and not many of the guys appear. There's the picture of me. Now, to my left is Robert Lamb, one of the founding members, and to my right is James Pankow, one of the founding members. He's the trombonist. And over my left shoulder, between me and Robert Lamb, is Lee Laughlin, who's the trumpeter. All the other guys are new members. Those three are the founding members that are still with the band. The guy all the way to the left is Wally Reyes, who's the drummer, who got me backstage, got me all my stuff, and just a great guy. He's been with them since like 2012, and I got to meet the guitarist Tony, and we talked a lot about playing the guitar, and the final song was 25 or 6-4, which is pretty predictable. And he was talking about, playing, having to play like a 2-hour set and his fingers being raw. And now he's got to play the song 25 or 6-4, and how tough that was. But it's a bucket list thing. I mean, it really, really is, because as I put on as Laurie, my daughter, put on the social media post, that was my first album, 1971.
Wow.
Chicago at Carnegie Hall, and I've loved them ever since then. And I've followed them, and I've got on the wall here. It's there somewhere. Danny Seraphin, who's the original drummer, he's no longer with the band, had signed a drum head and drumsticks for me, and I put it in a big frame because he's like one of my favorite drummers of all time. So it's it's great. Darren Staley said the Cetera era. Pete Cetera was their lead singer. It's also the best era, and I agree with that. Pete Cetera, though, for some reason, they apparently had a big falling out, because when they inducted Chicago into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Pete Cetera didn't show up. Everybody else showed up, except of course Terry Kath, who's dead. But Pete Cetera didn't show up, and he was like their top lead singer for forever. But um, it
What
was
happened?
what happened?
Yeah. Why
I
didn't
don't
he
know.
show up?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't show up, motherfucker. Um,
He Schiavone did, is what you're saying.
well, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I showed up for the Hall of Fame. You didn't that weekend, if I recall.
No, I showed up for my Hall of Fame,
Well, you
just
didn't
like
show
you
up.
showed up for yours.
You didn't show up for mine, though.
I showed up at the same amount of time that you showed up at mine.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
There you go.
I mean, I went to your daughter's wedding. You didn't
That's
even come to mine.
that's nice. So it was a great night,
Yep,
and
yep, yep. I love their hit "Funky Cole Medina." I was a big fan of their number one with a bullet. It
yeah,
wasn't me. I
yeah,
thought they did a nice job with Wild Thing.
yeah. See, you should not trash the good name of Chicago. let me be frank, you motherfucker.
No, I love the Bears. I love the Bulls. I'm a big fan of Chicago. Frank
Yep.
Thomas was my favorite ball player from
Right.
Alabama for
Right.
years.
Right.
Big fan of Chicago. Shout out to CM Punk.
Wow.
Talk about a guy who was ahead of his time.
My God. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he was even ahead of the cruiserweight era.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And he was a big dude doing all that stuff off the
That's right.
top rope with that
Right.
flip and the leg drop. I mean,
Right.
he had to be what, 250, 260?
Oh, I think 245, 250, probably
Yeah.
about right.
He's a heavy boy, dude.
Yeah, but could get around.
No doubt.
Yeah. And as you might imagine, in an MSG show, they put some time in every match.
Yeah. They actually
Yeah.
get a fairly decent amount of time in this
Yeah.
one.
I like this broadcast team of JR and Jim Cornette.
It's funny, they only go 7:42, but 7:42 compared to a television match, that would be a long television match.
Hmm.
Do you think that that's a problem? Do you think television matches are too short?
No, if you got a good story to tell and you've got a good show with some pretty good interviews and pretty good packages, no, I don't think so. Not at all. Uh, we have a lot of the fans who have joined us giving us they're still in the Chicago mode, giving us their favorite Chicago
Oh,
song.
there you go.
Yeah.
Of course, Tony, we're actually talking on St. Patrick's Day today.
Yeah.
What's your favorite St. Patrick's Day story? You ever go drinking with the horsemen or something like
Yeah.
that for St. Patty's Day?
I think my favorite St. Patrick's Day story is that I listen to a lot of Sirius XM.
Right.
I listen to 80s on 8. Lois listens to 60s Gold, and I listen to 70s on 7. Um, that's all they talked about all day today. That's all they talked about. Every DJ talking about this St. Patrick's Day. How about your St. Patrick's? How about your favorite groups from Ireland? Dropkick Murphys, blah blah blah. To the point to where I said, you know what? Talk about something fucking else.
Wow. So you got heat with St. Patrick's Day.
No, I got heat with the DJs on
Hey, Tony,
Sirius.
you pay for that. You could just not listen to it.
I know I could, but I like the music.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You'd think if you were such a big fan, you'd have some Chicago songs on your phone, but what the fuck do I know?
Oh, I've got every Chicago album on my phone.
Might have listened to those instead of bitching, but that's
No,
just me.
no, yeah, no, I like to bitch,
Oh gosh, I know something you weren't bitching about. The rumor and innuendo is that you went to the Magic Castle. You got to tell me this story.
Yeah, went with obviously my close associate Nigel McGuinness, his girlfriend, and his mom, and then of course I met up with the great Mauro Ranallo, who was there, and
Oh, how about that?
yeah, and we had a wonderful time. We did had a wonderful time, and Mauro is such a good guy. He is such a nice person, and we saw various magic shows, and uh, I've never been overly a gigantic magic fan. I don't know how you feel about magic.
I love Magic Spoon. I'll tell you that right now,
I
boy.
know. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, you fucking
Yes.
dumbass. So anyway,
Okay.
uh, so I've never been an overly big fan, but I enjoy it. But I'm not one of those magic type guys who'll just go see.
You don't jack off to it. I got you.
Well, here's the deal. I think when the Black Scorpion turned into a tiger,
Yeah, that was the
that
end of
was
you with
that was
Magic.
the end of me and magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Where
magic.
you at on Magic Johnson?
Well, of course, he's back in the '80s when the NBA was great, so I'm for it.
What about Magic Shell on your ice cream?
Magic Shell,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
What about the Orlando Magic?
loved him when Shaq played for him.
What about the Magic City?
The Magic City,
Yeah.
which is the Magic City? What's
It's Birmingham, and it's like magic. If you drive your car downtown and leave it unlocked, magically it won't be there when you return.
yeah? Okay,
That's the
well,
Magic City of Birmingham.
yeah, I try never to stop in Birmingham. I try to just drive through.
Yeah, I don't even want to get gas in Birmingham.
Yeah,